Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another screen recap edition of Opera Justice Cold Case Stories.
Yeah, that's Jessica.
That's Jamie.
I thought I was going to trip you up this time. It's been a
Didn't.
while.
No, it's been a while. Try again next time. I'm on my A game this morning.
Yeah, you actually really are. Well, that's probably why you're on your A game. It's the afternoon.
Yeah. Well, I've been up since 9. I'm very tired.
Dude, I woke up this morning. So we've been trying to be better, and we batch record a few of these at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And we're recording this on New Year's Day. As with the last couple, I guess I think we did mention that.
Yes.
But I woke up this morning with a baby hangover.
Baby
it wasn't horrendous. I'm not dying. I was not
tired.
dying.
I stayed up late.
I woke up tired, headache, my stomach was like, bitch, you ate too much cheese yesterday.
Facts.
I'm pretty sure I ate most of a frozen pizza to my face.
Oh, I'm so hungry right now. That sounds so good.
But honestly, it was my last hurrah because I started my 75 hard today. So,
oh, yay.
Yeah. I don't want to talk too much about it. I'll talk about my check off.
Okay, my check off. Okay, we're gonna do episode 2 of season 2, Unsolved Mysteries. So This one's called A Death in Oslo. This happens in 1996. This was my favorite episode because it was so intriguing. And
first of all, it was 1995.
I have 1996 written down.
I have May 31st, 1995.
Okay, well then you're right. Whatever.
I mean, who knows? I'm gonna Google it.
Okay. So this is so interesting to me because it's spy shit. Okay.
Yeah, this is fucking bonkers.
She is
I've only watched
spy.
half of this season, but this is, I think, already going down as my most bonks episode of the whole season.
Yeah. There's a couple weird ones to come, but this one was really intriguing because it's foreign. It's got that foreign mystery air. So this woman, they do not know her name.
Really quickly, can confirm per screenrant.com, May 31st, 1995.
Okay. Well,
Sorry
A for effort, Jessica.
Hey, you tried.
So I did try. Oslo Plaza Hotel. This is a bougie ass hotel. Royalty
very
would stay
expensive.
there. Rock stars.
Mm-hmm.
Super expensive. Somehow this woman checks in, no ID, no credit card on file.
Nope.
Why does she do it? I don't know. She signs in under Jennifer Fairgate.
Yeah, and she's there for a few days.
Yeah, she left an address in Belgium in this small town, and then they say she checked in alone, but then on her card there's another person checked in, Louis Fairgate, and it was a man. So this is great. So a few days she's there, they realize she has no credit card on file. So I believe, didn't they have a security guard go up to ask her about it?
Yeah,
because they hadn't really seen her.
Yeah, they see her very few times the whole time that she's there. So security guard goes up to the room and they realize, it's like you said, there's no credit card on file. They see a do not disturb sign on the door. He knocks on the door and then hears a gunshot. Immediately.
So, some context here. Guns in Europe, very rare.
Yes.
You normally can only have a gun if you're hunting and you have particular licenses and you have taken certain classes and there's only certain types of guns available. So it's not a common occurrence that you'd have.
Right. Unless you have a job that would require you to have one. And even that are few and far between. They're, I don't,
but even
cops
most
are not
police
cops
officers,
here.
yeah. Even most police officers don't just carry a gun. There's special teams of more trained police officers that have guns for certain situations.
Correct.
And I'm referencing this because I lived in Europe for 4 years. So
yes. Humble brag.
So this is weird. So the security guard does not enter the room. He goes immediately downstairs back to the security headquarters. And so this door is there's no guarding that door for 15 minutes.
Yes.
So they bring back the chief and more people. The door is double locked from the inside.
So for y'all, just for clarification, that means that she locked the bottom or somebody did, with the little the little turny thing, and then also the chain lock.
Yes. And
which, yeah.
So They enter, and then they immediately call the police.
Yeah.
She's got a gunshot wound in between her eyes and her forehead. The gun is in her hand. There's no evidence of anyone in the room.
Nope.
There are very few entries and exits from the room too, which I wrote down like kind of the timeline so we can get into that. They find no toiletries, no toothbrush, no pants, no skirts, only tops. I mean, she had clothes on, but like there were no pants or like no bottom pieces of clothing.
Yeah, she only like packed or brought with her like a bunch of tops and like coats and stuff, and then the only bottoms she was wearing were the ones that she was found in.
There's a briefcase that had like 25 rounds of ammo in it, and that was it. No box, just rounds.
Yep.
Weird. And they were like, you don't need 25 rounds of ammo to kill yourself if you're just checking in to kill yourself. Because here's a running, is it suicide? It seemed that way because no one else really is shown like exiting or entering. So her clothing has no name tag or no tags, no brand tags.
Yeah,
no nothing.
all the tags are cut out of them, like, or ripped out. Like there's no branding, no sizing, no nothing. Like
nothing.
Which is very strange.
Oh yeah. Her name, Jennifer Fairgate, does not check in. That does not come back to a person. Like I said, the man, Louis Fairgate.
It was registered to be in the room, but there's no evidence that there's ever been a man with her when she was staying there.
And the police did not check cameras. Rookie, come on.
Well,
there's only her fingerprints in the room though too, so there's that. But that could also mean nothing. Gloves.
Right.
So they said it's just weird. So let's talk about for a minute like where she was registered.
Right.
This reporter takes a really high interest in this case because he's like, this is just so weird. There's so many weird things. So he's like investigating this. He's like running our ads about it. He's like running this in like foreign newspapers, trying to get a lot of attention.
Trying to figure out who the fuck this lady is.
Yeah. So he tracks back to where the address where she registers from, Verlaine, Belgium. It's a very small village. He goes back there and he's showing her a drawing of her. Because obviously the only picture they have of her is
after she was dead.
Yeah. He's going around to people. He talks to the mayor who's lived there his whole life. It's a small town. They all know each other. And he's like, I've never seen that woman in my life.
Yeah. And the address doesn't exist. Like the street exists, but the number doesn't exist.
So that's interesting. So they're like, okay, well, they kept her body for a year and then they buried her. And nobody identified her. Yeah, they were like, this is a suicide. However, then the guy is like, the reporter, she showered and dressed up in nice shoes and dressed up in nice, she has heels on. Why would you do that if you're going to commit suicide?
Right.
The briefcase was weird. The gun, very powerful weapon.
Yeah, it's a 9mm.
It's still in her hand.
But it's backwards.
Yeah. And so if you're like holding a gun, you have your she would have had her thumb on the trigger and shot herself with her hand instead of having the back of the gun,
her pointer finger. Like, so like it's in essence holding the gun completely backwards.
Yeah.
Like in her hand. And that's not that's not a normal shooting position. It's not a comfortable position. It's like you said, it's a powerful fucking gun. I mean, so the recoil
it wouldn't have landed in her hand. Yeah. They shot it. They shot a similar, or no, they shot that gun because they confirmed it was a murder weapon or the weapon that killed her.
Right. And I don't know if you've ever shot a 9mm handgun. Like,
I don't know. I've shot a gun before and I know that it's like.
Well, so a 9mm, is definitely a lot more powerful than like your average like 22 or like 44 caliber, like anything like that. Like, like I'm not a small person. Like, I'll be the first one to admit that. Like, I've gone shooting with my parents and stuff. And my parents own a 9mm handgun. And we went shooting one time. When I tell you, like, that thing like makes my whole body shake. Like, when every time it goes off, like, it makes my whole body recoil. Like, and again, I'm not a small person. I'm not like a weak person by any means. Like, so I can imagine a smaller, woman.
And that's even holding it the right way.
Right. So holding it backwards at your own face, like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, it would have
Right.
flown out of her hand.
And they, in the episode, they go shoot the gun, and you can see how much it recoils with a man shooting it and holding it correctly. So that's weird. And then for me, this is the ceiling point. There is no blood or soot on her hands.
I was gonna say, there's no gunshot residue. There's no nothing. Like, that.
Her hand is clean.
Makes no sense.
No. So, and I wrote, I don't know if you can see my notes. I wrote, okay. No.
Telepathy.
So they tracked the entrances into her room. Okay. Before that, there's no evidence of a fight, and the toxicology report only checked for alcohol. Rookie mistakes. The key only tracks entrances, does not track people exiting. Wednesday, she entered at 2:44 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
She enters again on Thursday at 12:21 a.m. and then again at 8:31 a.m. The maid comes in the room at 1 p.m. The room is empty, and there's nobody else goes in that room for 20 hours until 8:50 a.m. that Friday, and then again at 11:03. Yeah. It's weird.
It's very weird.
So they note that. So then they're interviewing actually somebody whose work. Way to go, Zach.
I know, Zach over there making hella fucking noise with the coaster.
They talk to someone who's in intelligence. Okay. So, and he's talking about some things. So this hotel hosted a lot of top political meetings, and at the time it was hosting the secret negotiations between Israel and Palestine. Mm-hmm. Weird. So the former intelligence officer says this is a clear-cut execution. Then the tags and the clothes, that's an obvious. That way you can't track a country to this, right? The gun serial number was removed professionally. Mm-hmm. It's common to be absent for long periods of time from the hotel because it's very common for them to have a second place to go to.
Yeah, and I didn't even think about that, but that little snippet was super fucking fascinating because I was like, how is someone not in their room for 20 hours, or if they're just in their room for 20 hours, you know what I mean? It's one or the other.
Mm-hmm. And he said the lock meant nothing. He said they're so easy to manipulate. He was like, that's a joke to even say that that's a valid piece of evidence that she committed suicide. So I was like, that's fair. He was like, it's very likely that the country will keep quiet, pay off her family, and they won't come forward to claim her, whatever. So the reporter's like, nah, not going to stop. They have her body exhumed. Mm-hmm. They take the DNA, which they got a full profile, which is great because all of the blood was destroyed. So they had to exhume her. That was in 2016.
I was going to say, this was fairly recent that they did this.
Yeah. So they did the profile. They determined she was European, likely Eastern German. And that's also because someone who heard her speaking said they heard an accent. Right. And at that time, Germany was still, no, that's not true. But Germany had, the wall was down by then. But for a really long time, when she would have been growing up, it would have been segregated into Eastern and Western Germany. Yeah,
because based on the forensics, and they actually did a really cool thing where they measured, the C14 levels in the teeth. So basically, because of radiation and what have you, in Europe, you can. At least I think it's mostly just in Europe that you can do this.
Well, I'm assuming it would be in where we dropped the atomic bombs and stuff.
Yeah. So based on the timing of that, how much radiation is in the teeth, basically the half-life of it breaks down however often. They determined that she was,
it with the atmosphere.
Right. So they determined that she was likely born between 1970 and 1972, and again likely of East German descent.
And they estimated she would have been maybe 24, 25, 23, maybe
right
at the time of her death. So they're like, well, maybe she was a top class prostitute. Maybe she was into drugs.
Yeah.
Honey, no, she was a spy for sure.
Spy. What?
I'm not buying it. To me, just it's glaring. You are not going to shoot yourself and have nothing on your hands.
No, it's fucking dumb. Like the
And
fact that like that was even entertained.
I know. Well, and the fact
annoying.
that like she's holding the gun completely the wrong way.
Yeah.
And they expect it to still be in her hand after she shot herself directly in the head. Like, there's no
Especially
way.
in that fashion. Like, there's no.
So,
not today,
Homegirl
Satan.
was a spy.
Homegirl was a spy.
And I have mad respect. Well, depending on what she was doing, I guess I should say.
Look.
But that's never going to be solved.
In my mind, and I could be wrong, I think she's a bad bitch.
Yeah. Well, again, it depends on what she was doing. Was she killing people? Like,
well, she could have. Well, when I say bad bitch, that can mean a lot of things.
Okay, true.
She could be a bad bitch.
But yeah, or she could have been a bad bitch.
Right. Like, we don't know. Who's to tell?
And also, like, so here's the thing with this episode. Yeah, they might figure out who she is. They can do genetic genealogy now, and I'm sure they can trace her family.
Right.
But they'll never find out who killed her.
No, fuck no. There's absolutely no way.
No. But I think it would be interesting if they could find out who she was.
Yeah. And, like, while I'm certain it's not Jennifer Fairgate.
Yeah, right. And that's such an American name, too. When I was watching that, I was thinking, I'm like, wow. I mean, like, I wouldn't think that somebody from Belgium would have a name like that.
Oh, me either. Not at all.
Jennifer's so American.
Funky.
And yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, man. I
hope they figure out who she is, though, because I'm very intrigued.
Yeah, and I think science is getting there to the point where we can figure out at least who her family was or whatever.
Yeah, but also that's going to take money and
time
a
and
lot of
resources.
Hours. Yeah, and so I mean, it probably isn't a high priority for the police, but that reporter is on a mission.
Well, right, and especially if it was a spy or someone that did dabble in illegal work of any kind, if she wasn't a spy or what have you, like, even if they find out who it is, like, it's going to be swept under the rug so fucking quick.
Well, and that's kind of the other thing. Like, I'm thinking the government might not even, like, whatever government
they don't care.
She did belong to, they probably will not let it happen.
Yeah, but that's also what my inkling is too.
It was 20-something years ago, 24 years ago. Like, does it matter?
I don't know. Again, especially if it is someone that was maybe doing not great things, or who knows?
Yeah.
So I don't think it's on their priority list, really. So I don't think it's going to happen unless this investigator or, unless it's like public interest.
Yeah. Well, that's
which I think. Yeah, as I say, which I think may happen now.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So I'll also leave myself a note to like make a comment box when this airs, but like want to know what your thoughts are. So I had mentioned, I don't know if you've heard it yet because it was in a regular episode, but we're doing some tweaking on our Instagram. We're not really exactly sure how that's going to look like because we are eventually going to start a website, and that's, that takes time. We have a lot of things like kind of in the works for this year.
And if you couldn't tell by how long it took us to get these last couple of episodes on YouTube, we're technologically a little challenged.
Yeah, you know what? I'm learning as I go, you guys. I don't even know how to upload a video to YouTube, but we're about to find out.
We're gonna figure it the fuck out.
So, but I'll like leave another comment box and like let me, or either like a poll.
You know what? I think we should do that every week.
Yeah.
Like,
well, at least
what do you think happened?
Mysteries, because those are like super pretty. I mean, there's like the theories, right? They're presented in the episode.
Yeah.
So, maybe we'll just make that a thing on our Instagram. And we can even do it on our personal Instagrams too. So
I like that too.
See, but yeah, that's kind of this is the most interesting episode for me.
No, absolutely. I mean, I do think that the next episode's also very interesting.
Is that the tsunami one?
No.
Okay,
that's episode 4, I think.
I skipped the tsunami one. To be honest, I'm just really not interested. I'll watch it though.
So the third episode is the
death row fugitive.
Yes.
And see, I've already watched all of these, but I'm watching them again to take notes. And because it's been like months since I got so excited when this dropped, I like watched it immediately. That was 2 months ago. So
yeah. So Yeah, I'm excited to talk about next week's too. So
Yeah, so that's really all. Do you have any dicking off to do?
yeah, I guess I'll kind of like outline that 75 hard thing because like I like kind of alluded to it, and I'm scared. Okay, I'm not scared, but like this is gonna be a fucking experience, my dude. So
Okay.
it's 2 workouts a day for 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
One has to be outside, non-negotiable. You have to read. It is cold. I'm like literally as soon as we wrap this up, I'm gonna go for a walk outside, and I'm gonna like throw on my Patagonia and like do the whole
do it. Do
thing.
the thing.
So yeah, 2 workouts a day. They have to be, one has to be outside, 45 minutes minimum for both of them. A gallon of water every day, which that's not like so bad.
I do that. Yeah.
I would say I
try.
Yeah, I would say I'm usually pretty close to that. I mean, to be fair, you know, since I like injured myself, I haven't been as great at doing water because I just have been like sitting on my ass all day.
Lift it too.
Yeah, and so I predominantly drink out of beakers.
Yeah.
And for the first, I don't know, like month and a half of my injury, like I literally like, so they come in 3 sizes. This is like the large size, it fits a liter. I literally couldn't have this full of water and hold it because it was too heavy.
Yeah.
Like I was not allowed to lift more than 5 pounds. And this thing, when it's full with a liter in it, I mean, also glasses, it's just heavy.
Yeah.
I want to say it's closer to like 6 to 8 pounds full of water.
Yeah. That's crazy to think about.
Yeah. So I was only drinking like a couple a day. So I'm almost done with my 2nd liter right now. It's 3 o'clock. So like I need to like get chugging because I need to drink like 1.5 more of these.
Yeah.
Anyways, so a gallon of water, 2 workouts, a progress picture daily, read 10 pages of a like nonfiction book. They prefer like self-help or like motivational kind of shit. I'm actually going to be reading for my first book because usually they say that like most people go through a few books during the whole time. I'm actually going to be reading Profitable Podcasting. Yeah, Jackson bought me that for my birthday last year. And I kind of like skimmed through it, but I didn't like read it, but I was like, well, personal development might as well.
Yeah, right.
And then no alcohol or cheat meals.
Well,
all for 75 days.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I'll be here to help you.
So if you're interested at all in following along with that, you can follow my personal Instagram. I'll be posting, you know, most days about shit like that.
And if you're interested in getting like some sort of workout that might not be that extreme, we'll plug our friends doing a Facebook group, true crime and working out, called Unidentified Bodies. It's pretty cool concept. It's pretty dope. So you know, she does like workouts. There's a calendar. It's not every day. I don't think it's like 5 days a week. I don't know.
5 days a week. Yeah.
She breaks down the exercises. It's all related to true crime and like podcasts and stuff. It's pretty cool. So I'm in it. I invited Jamie in it. You might not do the workouts, but like we're gonna be like, you know, kind of like involved.
Yeah, we'll be in the discussions and doing stuff. And like I said, like I'll depending on the workout, like I'll maybe do it for my workout of the day or whatever.
I'm gonna do them. My gym is like on, like I keep getting emails, oh, we're open today, but they're not. And so like they're supposed to be open outside.
And so ours is open outside because we have the same gym, it's just in different cities.
Yeah.
Yeah, because ours has been open outside since like Thanksgiving.
I can see they're outside. But like I went there the other day to see kind of what their setup was, and it looked closed. So I'm just not sure whatever the deal is with that.
Ours, you have to like make a reservation ahead of time online, and then go into the club. They temperature you, and you check in.
Yeah,
and then you can go back outside.
So I knew the reservation part, but the doors were blocked. So I'm assuming they said today, I got an email last night, said we're opening Friday, but they also sent me that class on Sunday and said we're opening Monday. So I don't know. Anyways, doesn't matter. If you want to move your bod, there's ways. We're here for it. You can follow me too.
There are ways to do it. You don't have to be a psychopath like me and, you know, do a whole ass challenge. You can do my bastardized version if you want.
Yeah, she did like the 60-day version, 60-day medium.
60 medium, which was one workout, a gallon of water, no alcohol or cheats. And I didn't make myself read, but like I read anyways. So
Yeah,
it's
me
like not
too.
like that big of a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, but like the one like thing that like kind of like is kind of funky is you're not allowed to do audiobooks. Like it
Oh
has to
yeah, I
be
don't
a
really listen
book.
to audiobooks.
Well, you know
See,
I love an audible
I
book.
know you do. I know you do. I just can't see. So I tried it at first,
Mm-hmm.
when I started commuting because I'm driving an hour a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I would get books and then I would hate the voice, and so I'd return it and get a new one, hate the voice, return it, get a new one, hate the voice. So I was like, I'm done.
That's fair. And I know I've definitely had some books where I was like, "Ooh, this is not a great narrator," but here we
Well,
are.
and then I would find myself spacing out while I was driving, and like I would be like, oh, I have to rewind like 20 minutes because I didn't hear anything that they said.
Oops. Um,
Yeah.
that's
Oops.
great. Ooh, actually,
Anyways,
I'm gonna throw out a really quick audiobook recommendation.
yeah.
Um, Speaking of, and this one was a great audiobook. It was The Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes.
Oh, interesting.
It's a great book in general. I highly recommend if anyone wants to read like a motivational self-help bullshit book. Um, I say that because I do kind of lump them all together and kind of like bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's bullshit that I subscribe to, so like hi.
Listen, I'm still upset with Shonda Rhimes for killing off McDreamy, but maybe I'll come around.
But it's very interesting. So the Year of Yes is like basically she in the like first chapter goes and says like, oh, like I used to like say no to everything that like scared me. So I challenged myself for 1 calendar year to say yes to everything that scared me.
Hmm.
It was like she would never do TV appearances, she would never like do speeches, she would never do anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
She got to do so much cool shit. Like she changed her life. Like she like one of the things like she like says yes to is like getting healthier because like she, you know, she's a bigger gal and she at one point was quite large. And she like lost like 100 pounds that year,
Oh, wow.
like literally all just like by like mindset shifting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it really, mindset's a huge thing.
Yeah, and I haven't checked them out yet, but on the Peloton app, which everyone I'm sure you by now know that I'm obsessed with, that's where I do all my yoga and you know workouts and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and they actually have done like a Year of Yes like thing.
Oh,
They had
that's
worked
cool.
with Shonda Rhimes and like did like a collection of classes.
Oh, that's
So like there's
awesome.
Year of Yes like Peloton bike rides, there's like Year of Yes runs, there's a meditation series, like very cool. Definitely recommend. And Peloton is actually right now having a 2-month free trial for all new members. So usually
Nice.
it's only like 1 month free.
Yeah.
You don't need the bike or the treadmill to do the workouts on the app. You can literally do them at home with whatever
Yeah.
equipment you have or no equipment. Um, they have like body weight strength classes. They have yoga. They have, if you do have, you know, a piece of cardio equipment, you can literally just use the class and do it with that. It's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
really
pretty
whatever tickles your pickle. That's
your pickle. Oh, geez.
and that's enough about me harping on Peloton
Yes.
because they don't sponsor this,
No, they don't, but
but you should.
you could.
I'll start tweeting
Just
them.
wait. We'll tweet at Oxygen too and tell them we're mad at them. You should have heard that rant by now.
Oh, good shit.
Anyways, okay. Well, I
Anyways,
think we dicked off. We dicked off.
we did dick off, and we'll dick off
Thanks for
again on
listening.
Monday with our regular
Yeah.
episode. Make sure you catch it out.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. And we'll catch you later.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.